Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome you all for the today's webinar session. Today is the 7th day of webinar series organized by Principal Government Homeo Medical College, Bengaluru, in coordination with the Coordination Committee and PG students. Today's webinar topic is patient-oriented approach. Dr. Chirant is going to take up the today's webinar session. He is the speaker of the today's session. And let me introduce Dr. Chirant. Hope most of the audience knows about him because Chirant is alumni of Government Homeo Medical College, Bengaluru. And regarding his qualification, he has done his BHMS and post-graduation MD course at Government Homeo Medical College, Bengaluru in the year 2009 and 2017 accordingly, and graduated from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bengaluru. And he has done his post-graduation diploma from International Academy of Classical Homeopathy, Greece, in the year 2010. And he is the director of Shruti Homeo Clinic, Nelamangala, practicing since 2010. And he has elected as a member of Karnataka Board of Homeopathic System of Medicine in 2012 and known to be the youngest member of the board. And he served as a secretary for Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association since 2012 and serving as vice president for Karnataka Qualified Homeopathic Doctors Association since 2016. And he was a former assistant professor in the Department of Physiology and Biochemistry in RRHMC, Nelamangala, Bangalore. Now I call upon Dr. Chirant on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your introduction. Shall I share the screen?
Yes, sir. You can start.
A very good afternoon to everybody. Today's presentation is like a patient or nothing but the case-oriented approach. What is this case-oriented approach is all about? Before starting the session, I would like to salute to all my gurus, to all my teachers from whom we have learned practicing homeopathy and to be practical. There are a lot of people who have inspired us as when we were students, our teachers who were practicing homeopathy by presenting their cases. I would salute to all of them because we have learned so many things from so many people. It is not only one single person. There are so many people who have inspired us. And I would like to dedicate today's presentation to the recently departed souls who were all wonderful practitioners and who have served this society beautifully, especially to Dr. Dasappa. Always, whenever we used to discuss some case with him and we used to ask, sir, ide case kodaboda antandre, kodla yenagala. This was the intimacy he had with the students and wonderful inspiration. So, coming back to the actual topic, as beginners and as the students, as the interns who have recently passed out from the Government Homeopathy College or any other college, BHMS very recently finished BHMS and who have completed their PG course, they have exposed a lot for various schools in homeopathy. And they are all teaching various kinds of approach towards the case. It is something like what we have known the example of different people blindfolded. They're describing the elephant touching the different parts. It's something like that. Various schools of philosophy, even in the past older days, we have something called as Kentian approach, Bonninghausen approach, Boger-Bonninghausen. So there were a lot of philosophies which are practiced till date. And the students, they are confused which one to apply to what case. There are a lot of philosophies, a lot of schools at present too. And for example, the main focus or the basis of the prescription is mind for some schools. For some, it is the sensation. Some say give the constitutional remedy. Some say it is based on the miasm. We have one method called as ICR method, which is a very laborious way of case taking and systematic analysis of the case to find the simillimum. We have Sager's method, we have Bashflar remedies, we have tissue remedies, and we have some people practicing only with the mother tinctures. So out of all these different kinds of schools, we have different types of prescribers. Some say some are well known to be single dose prescribers, some repeat it multiple dose, some do polypharmacy, some use patents and other combinations. All are homeopaths, but they are practicing in varieties of ways. So as students, as beginners, so they are seeing all these people day in and day out. And to begin their practice, what is the right way? That is what they are thinking. And what is the best approach for this? That's a $1 billion question. So you follow any kind of school, you follow any method, but ultimately all the types of prescription focus on these categories. There are basically 4 kinds of prescription. Either it should be on the keynote or overall totality. Again, we call it as a constitutional prescription, where again we include various kinds of totality under this category, and some prescribe only on pathological basis, where you don't get any other symptoms, constitutional symptoms or something like that. So any school you follow, all these types of prescription comes under this category. So ultimately, what is the simillimum? That is nothing but the remedy chosen for the right type of prescription at the end of case taking. Once you take the case, a well taken case is half cured, is what we have heard. So after case taking, you arrive at a remedy based on what the case is actually demanding. That is nothing but the patient-oriented approach. What the patient actually asks. Patient comes in front of you, they sit, they start throwing out all these varieties of symptoms. Some doesn't make any sense, some you don't find in the repertory. They keep throwing out symptoms. The physician should be very keen in observing that, and he should collect whatever is essential, or what we call it as a prescriptive symptom, and then arrive at a right simillimum. So let us start with the case. This is the first case, psoriasis, of a 34-year-old lady who is a housewife, married, and she comes to me showing this. Doctor, idu allergy agbitide, idikke nimmalli treatment idiya? She calls it an allergy, and we see some eruption in the hands. I asked her, where else do you have? And she showed different on the limbs, on the extremities, abdomen, everywhere she has it. So I took her case, and this was how. For the first few cases, I will give the case taking and analysis with the repertory sheets. Later on, once you get to know how we are taking the case and analyzing, I'll just show the cases and what is the remedy given, and I'll show you the results. So this case, there were eruption in hands all over the body since 1 year. She used allopathic treatment, injections and some tablets, and the eruptions have increased all over the body. And there was itching in the midnight, 11 p.m. onwards, and the symptoms reduced with cold water, aggravated with warm applications. There was a lot of burning. Eruptions were dry and scaly. This was the description. She had traveling sickness and was better with some homeopathic medication, and not seen since 2 years in the past history. And there is nothing specific in her family history. Coming to her mind symptoms, she was married 14 years back and no issues till now due to the less sperm count of her husband. has tried all means to make him okay, given some treatment, but nothing helped him. And developed a lot of, because of this, on a long period, there was some arguments between the couple, and there was some aversion created between the couple, and she developed a lot of hatredness towards the husband, as he has not supported her and was supporting his parents in some family issues. He was not towards his wife. Has fought with husband and come off. She came back to her parents' place. She was highly anxious about it. Like, what has happened to her? Will this be cured? And due to the intensity of the symptom also. She says she can never forgive anyone if they deceive her, insult her, and she would never talk back to them. That is the level of hatredness she had in general. So we get one element out of this. Probably some people might have arrived at the remedy also. And coming to her personal history, she desired sweets, salt, ghee, jackfruit, and she had aversion for plain milk. Sleep was disturbed due to itching, and it was unrefreshing in the morning. Thermally, she was chilly, 3+. Perspiration was profuse and offensive. Nothing specific about her menstrual history. And these were the eruptions. You can see the scratching and blood oozing out in the fingers. Everywhere. This is the thigh, right thigh. And remedy, I think they can type in the chat box. I'll show you the analysis. So these things were considered, and I see some people typing. Natrum-car, Natrum-mur, sepia, nitric acid, Dr. Shivshankar, Staphysagrilla, Natrum-mur, sepia, sepia platina, nitric acid. Again, Deepthi. Okay, very good, very good. And we see the analysis here. Nitric acid is scoring 45. And what is the essence of this case in general? What we can think is the level of hatredness she had. Not much of grief. It is the hatredness which scores more value in this case. So that is the essence of the case. And nitric acid 200, 1 dose was given. There is no exaggeration. My juniors have seen this case. And this was in 2012, my first psoriasis case. If you check back all my case sheets, one of my junior doctor was seeing, all my prescriptions were with single dose. I was so obsessed with single dose prescription in the beginning of my practice due to the background of whatever school I was following. And this was also given 1 dose. And every week she was asked to come back to see the changes in the eruptions. You can see the second week. Here there was oozing of the blood. This is just after 1 week of prescription. It was on the second week. This was the thigh, what you had seen earlier. And in the 5th week, this is the change, as if nothing had happened. And she was at the verge of divorcing her husband because of all the issues what she had at family. And once all these eruptions were cured, they were healed completely. In between, she had an acute for which I had given arsenicum album 1 dose for the following symptoms, what was mentioned here. You can see the Mehndi, that is nothing but she got married after all her eruptions were cured. For the second time, she divorced her old husband and she got married. And she is living a happy life, and there is no relapse of this eruption till date. But after a few months, of giving PL, she got these eruptions in the neck. And we inquired, she said that she had the similar eruptions in her past history. And again, 1 dose of nitric acid was repeated because of the intensity of so much of itching and burning. And that also got cleared. So this is how we take a case, we analyze, we see if we get any essence, or if we are able to make one constitutional totality or any highlighting feature in the case. That is how, and she was prescribed, she was cured with just 1 dose of nitric acid in the beginning and 1 dose in the end, after those skin eruptions were seen, and she's cured totally. And till date, this that was in 2012, and this is 2021. No complaints from her. Next case is of cough of a girl. She is 11-year-old. She was staying in Badgi. Her parents are in Kunigal. She was staying with her uncle and aunt for studies. She was 6th standard. She developed a cough after eating ice cream in her place. And it was so constant that their guardians, they were worried about it, and they dropped her back to her parents. She was shown to one allopathic physician. She was on cough syrup. She used to have fever. And out of all this, she was having vomiting. And out of all these things, they didn't come under control. So she was also taking one steroid tonic when she came to me. For the past 1 week, she was coughing like this. And just see if the video can be played, or else we can just listen to the audio. And if we are able to hear anything, we can just listen.
ಬಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಜ್ವರ ಬರೋದು ಜ್ವರ ತುಂಬಾ ಜ್ವರ ಬರೋದು ಅದೇ ಹೊಸಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ದಾಗ ಸೋರೋದು ಜ್ವರ ಬರೋದು ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಭಯ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕತ್ಲೆ ಇರಕ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಳಿಗೆ ಇರಕ್ ಭಯ.
She was just coughing and coughing, constantly coughing for the past 1 week. And the parents, they were looking after her in shifts. 2 hours, husband used to sleep. 2 hours, mother used to sleep. They were just looking after this girl. And she was not better with any of the tonics and syrups. And I hope you heard how she's coughing without break. And I was not able to ask her anything, ask her any symptom. It was only based on the mother's information we were able to arrive at a remedy. Paroxysmal cough, some are saying Arsal, Rumex. Principal sir got the remedy right. Okay, I'll give you the analysis of the case. Okay, since 3 days after, it is not 3 days, it is actually 6 days. Okay, after eating ice cream, and she had vomiting after eating. We can also think of Coccus cacti, and elaborate case taking was done because we had to give her some relief. Headache on mental exertion. This was her main symptom which she had before also. And that was aggravated after studying. Weakness on exertion, that was there since 2 years. It is not just acute, some previous things also were taken into consideration. And she had a bleeding stool 1 year back, and she was treated and she was okay. That was only thing which we got in her past history. And father had migraine, mother had a sinus headaches. She had strong fear of dark, alone being off, ghosts. Mingling, she was mingling in general. She is timid, irritable at home, and these were her desires and aversions. She had 3+ sweet desire: ghee, oranges. She loved boiled egg and chili, and stools were passed once in 2 to 3 days. She used to sweat a lot in palms, head and neck. Calcarea carb 1M was given to this girl at 5 o'clock, and she was made to sit because they had come from Kunigal, and we had to show them some result and then send them back. We couldn't take any chance. They can't travel again from there till my place. And I'll show you the next video.
ಸೊ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಾನು ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ.
Now you can listen only to the parents and me talking, and in between one she'll cough. Please observe that.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇನೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಕೆಮ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ ಕೆಮ್ತಾ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಕೆಂಪುಸ್ ಆ ತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿ.
Now her mother started coughing. So you could see a long pause in the cough, and that was the result with 1 dose of Calcarea carb 1M, which was given to her. These were the 2 cases which were strongly result-oriented cases with 1 single dose. And let's move on to various other types of cases. This is a case of warts of a 14-year-old female. She was in 9th standard. Warts in the dorsum of the hand, right hand, and on the face. Since 4 years she had this. One on left brow, right cheek, wrist, middle finger, little finger, and some in the arms too. She had recurrent mouth ulcers, and her paternal grandmother was asthmatic. Mother died due to suicide, and she was taken care by other family members. She was irritable, she was expressive, feels little difficult to study science and social. Other subjects she was okay, and she used to score up to 75 to 80% in exams. She is a stepdaughter. Mother died due to suicide long back, so she doesn't remember much about her mother also. She is mild. She weeps easily, and main fear of dark, alone in the dark, fear of dogs and cats. And she had desire for chocolates, potatoes, onion aversion. Since 1 week, her appetite was also more, thirst is more, left-sided extremities cold. She has a strong milk aversion, butter aversion. She liked pomegranate. She also liked boiled egg. And non-veg, she loved chicken. Thermally, she is chilly, stool once in 2 days, nails brittle. And these were the eruptions. You can see on the, this is the pointer, I can show here too. 1, 2, and here 1, 3. And this on the left little finger. And with similar kind of analysis, Calcarea carb OD, 1 dose was given, and PL for 1 month. And she comes for follow-up after 2 months. Itching was seen in the warts. Few were dull, it was dissolving. Others remain in the same in the appearance. So what I did, I gave her 2 doses next month, because I was sure about the remedy. 1 dose, it is taking some time, or she requires some extra stimulus. So I repeated 2 doses in the next month. And she comes after some time, after 3 years, and warts are still seen, she says. She had a very long gap in between, she was missing. And I repeated three doses of Calcarea carb, and patient never returned. I was thinking, if the patient doesn't come back, there are two things. One is they are cured, or one is they have lost hopes on us. So then her father was a patient, stepfather. I asked him, and he said, it is all gone. I said, you please send her. I need the photos of it because of the follow-ups, or else we will not get it. She comes back, and you can see there is no appearance of any wart here. It is as if nothing has happened. You can compare it here. So this is the result after repeating the same sibilimum with few doses extra. So we cannot be obsessed with one dose. We may have to repeat it later when the patient is asking for that, means the case is asking. This is a next case of lichen nitidus, 8-year-old, 3rd standard boy. The students can go back and read about it. That's a homework for you. Eruptions in the elbows since 3 years, slightly itching. Rarely he just scratches or rubs. Past history, he had recurrent cold, cough, treated allopathically. History of rashes all over the body 1 year back, and treated allopathically. There was one skin eruption which was suppressed here. And family, father had skin eruptions between thighs, mother had umbilical hernia, and tonsillitis was there. Maternal grandmother and paternal grandmother had hypertension. Maternal grandfather had diabetes and hypertension. Paternal grandfather had the diabetes. Child was restless, difficult to control. He was very obstinate, dictatorial, and a lot of tantrums. He used to hit parents, loquacity. He has fear to cross bridge. Again, this is a keynote of some other remedy. He had teeth grinding in sleep. And he liked chapati, snacks, juices, capsicum, brinjal, potato were the aversion things. And appetite was good. Thirst was normal. Sleep was good and on abdomen. Egg, he also liked boiled egg, and we didn't give him calcarea carb, don't worry. Milk, he desired. Sour things he liked, and fruits also he liked, and grapes he liked the most. Patient was hot, stools was regular, urine there was nothing specific about it, face, perspiration, scalp, cervical region, and people are saying Sina calcarea carb, I think that's for the previous one, tuberculinum, stramonium. We have a good way of thinking in the audience. Very good. And these were the eruptions. You can see it here. Before it was like this on the both hands. And after 1 week of treatment, you can see the changes here. On the left hand, it was fully cleared, and right hand, it is almost clear. This boy was given tuberculinum 200, OD 3 days. Yes, it's here. Tube 200, OD 3 days was given, and PL for 15 days. And this is the result. Next, coming to a case of diabetic foot. He was working as 2nd division clerk in agriculture department in Nalmangla, 42-year-old. He was diagnosed as a case of necrotizing fasciitis. It started in the, he bought one new footwear, and he had a shoe bite. One small incident which created a lot of problem for this person. And it started increasing, and he had some exertion during his work, field work, and it just increased. Sorry. And he's a known case of diabetes since 2006. He had a lot of pressure in his work, and since few months he had diagnosed as hypertensive. Past history, he had jaundice or typhoid. He never know. What was that? He doesn't remember properly. Mother was hypertensive, diabetic, and asthmatic. Work stress is more. He had anxiety of health, delusion, someone calling him, standing near door, work pressure, sympathetic and loquacious, fear in workplace, anger tendency. He used to have some ego hurt sometimes in his office. And he had a strong fear for high places. He desired chicken, mutton, idli. Appetite was less, thirst was less. Sweet desire, ghee, sour 1+, spice 1+, fruits 1+. Raw egg or half boiled he used to like, and stools were regular. Perspiration was on the back and cervical region. He had burning soles in the night. And this was his foot when he came to me. And after we started the treatment, it started regressing, still more regressing. Somebody saying sulfur, lycopodium, helium cepa, medorinum. And you can see it is completely covered within 3 months, 3.5 months, because in between, in sleep, after this point, he scratched it and it again opened. And again, we had to treat with the medicine. This person was given sulfur. Sulfur 200 was given, and it was repeated very frequently. Like sulfur 200 TID 3 days, followed by PL for 3 days, again 3 days of sulfur. So much of repetition, it was healed. Why that much of repetition I have done for this case is because previously I was treating a similar case of gangrene for which I had given sulfur 1 dose or OD 3 days. And there was very slow recovery in those cases, and they stopped coming to me. That was a learning for me where I thought of repeating the doses again frequently. And once I started that, this is the learning and this is the result we get out of this. Next is a case of renal calculi, 25-year-old. He was a branch manager in a private company. And right hydroureteronephrosis, 12/6 mm, proximal ureteric calculus. This case, when I was doing in PG, one of my friends, she was treating this, and he was given Berberis Q, and Berberis with potency also he was given for some time, and later he changed his place and he was shifted to my place, and he started coming to me. And we have history of homeopathic medication of same complaints. He had some throat complaints. Father expired 1.5 years back and he had a stroke. Mother, nothing specific. Some body swelling was seen, and for the maternal grandmother, he was not sure about it. Stomach pains for the paternal grandmother. He was a very silent boy. Timidity, anger gets rarely, but in an uncontrollable way. Doesn't want to cause problem for others, sensitive to emotions. He lacked confidence. Timidity, lack of confidence, sensitive to emotions, anxiety 2+. There is some element, people are saying Naxomica, Tarantula, Arsal, Lycopodium, phosphorus. He desired gobi, appetite, easy satiety, and thirst was 1 liter, normal water. Sleep was good, lying on painful side, amelioration. He liked sweets, chilies, sour he likes, and watermelon, mango, pineapple. These were his desires. Perspiration on the face. So there was some element of calcaria running within this case, and he was chilly. And I gave him Calcarea renalis TID 3 days, followed by PL TID 5 days with Berberis Q, which he already had with him, what the previous doctor had prescribed. So I asked him to continue that. And this was his scan report where we can see 12 into 6 mm proximal ureteric calculus, 6 centimeters from the renal pelvis. And there was on the left kidney, he had a calculus of 4 mm, non-obstructive calculus. And these were the two things he had. After giving Calcarea renalis, he repeated a scan. See, this scan was done on 1st of December 2018. And this was 27/1/2019. Okay. You see, right calyceal system shows 2 calculi, each measuring 4 mm in size. So whatever we had 12 into 6 was split into 4 mm size, and left side it was reduced to 3.8 mm in size. No hydronephrosis. Bilateral tiny renal calculi, no evidence of obstructive uropathy. And this patient, he said, he just gave a call and he said it just passed in his urine, and he just never returned. I would like to share one more renal calculi case, which was an acute emergency, who came from Tumkur. Known case of renal calculi since 2 years. Now he feels the stone is stuck in his urethra. This is one expression he gave me. Urine is feeble. Okay. And you can see a calculi measuring 10 into 5 mm noted in the membranous urethra. So it has come to the urethra. And that was his expression, his sensation. He was able to feel that. And membranous urethra, if you can see here, it was here. Bladder, membranous urethra, bulbous urethra. And this was the location what he was pointing. And if you check in repertory, urethra, stone in as of a, there is only one remedy, Coccus cacti. It was an acute emergency case. He was asked for immediate lithotripsy. And I got this remedy. I just checked it. You can go back and refer. Will it cover for renal calculi? And yes, it covered. So I gave him Coccus cacti 200 TID for 5 days because he has to come from far place. I can't ask him take 1 dose, wait. No, I just gave him for TID 3 days with Berberis Q TID 3 days. And he gave a call to me after 4 days. He says it has passed in his urine. Next, I would like to give you one more case of a gangrene of an old lady. She was admitted in a hospital, private hospital here, and she was given 2 courses of antibiotics. She had, we call it a senile gangrene. There was no diabetes for this lady. Progressive necrosis was seen in the foot. And it was accompanied by excruciating pain the whole day, but it was more towards midnight. She was hospitalized in Saptagiri Hospital, no hopes of recovery given, and was advised for the below knee amputation of the left limb. And this was actually, it was covered with skin when she came to me. And this is after treatment, after some 4 to 6 days of treatment. We can see this granulation tissue which is coming here. And there is nothing specific about her past history. She had despair of recovery. She asked me, "Alla nange ententado matre kotbitro adralle vasi aglilla neevidu chikkadu gulige kodta idira." I hope some people don't understand Kannada. That lady told me, "I was not cured by such big pills. What will your small pills do?" She asked me this. And with her history, we could make out she was fastidious. Even though she is 80-year-old, with such a gangrenous condition, she used to maintain her cleanliness, proper way of dressing, everything. No specific fears or any other features were seen. She had despair of recovery, fastidious, highly chilly, pains towards midnight. She had desire sweets, mouth odor offensive, discharges offensive. And she was given, this was the analysis of the case. And you can see the progression in the granulation tissue here. After arsenicum album, she was given 1 gram of arsal, 1 gram of PL, take TID 3 days, repeat it after 3 days of PL. And you can see with date-wise presentation of the wound. Progressive granulation tissue. Again, in January 2014, you can see the progression till this mark. Later, the pigmentation started reappearing, and again, granulation tissue progressed and it got dried. We can see the first 3 fingers have become full dark, and these 2 are not dark. So what do we expect from this case? We expect auto amputation. The body will not retain any of its dead thing. It will just throw away. And you see, week after week, 1 finger fell, and she was able to walk on her own feet. 80-year-old grand lady, present condition. If you think, how will the children take care of her if she loses her limb? So we have prevented amputation of this her limb up till knee. And she is now able to walk. Till date, she was 80 when she came to me in 2013. Till date, she is walking on her own feet. She is independently living. This video, you will not be able to follow it. One more case of gangrene. This was a gangrene of right great toe. This man was given sulfur TID 3 days, again followed by PL, and again TID 3 days. It was repeated. He got his toe amputated with some surgeon, but because he was diabetic, the wound did not heal. So you see the date-wise closure of the wound. So within 15 to 20 days, entire wound got closed. And after complete drying, this was the condition of this person. One more case. This man was given Silesia 30 TID 3 days. And 15 days, this was the condition. And it got healed. The patient didn't come back. This is a case of cavernoma, where on the left side top, you see the CT scan of the brain. You can see the bleeding in this frontal area. This is a case of one of my uncles. And you see the MRI, you see the white color thing here, the bleeding, the same place. This was given arnica 200 repeatedly for TID 5 days, followed by PL, again repeat arnica. And later when the MRI was repeated, you just see that clot was completely dissolved. This is a case of stroke of a 65-year-old person. I would like to play the audio of this. And those who understand Kannada can listen to the audio of the description of the case. I'll tell you in general, this man was admitted in the hospital, and after stroke, he was taken to the hospital. He was in hospital for 1 month, and they gave the person back. And he was in a subconscious or semi-conscious state with no active communication with the external world. They said if it may come back, may not come back, you can take him home. That was what they said. And ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು? ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ?
ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರು.
ಬಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತಲೆಗೆ ಏನಾರು ಏಟಾಗಿತ್ತಾ?
ತಲೆಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಅನ್ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಿದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಡ್ಯಾಡಿ ಕೂತ್ರೆ ಅಂತಿದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಎದ್ದು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಬಾಕಲ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಇಂದ ಈಚೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋದ್ವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಶ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿದ್ರು. ಸ್ಪರ್ಶ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರ ಕಫ ಈಚೆ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಲೆಗ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನೋ ಕ್ಯಾನನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಡು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬರೀ ನಿದ್ದೆ, ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ 24 hours ನಿದ್ದೆ.
ಸೊ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ?
ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟೇ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಗಿ ಅವರೆಷ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರುವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರು?
ನಿದ್ದೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸೇಮ್.
ಹ್ಮ್.
ಏನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅದೇ ತರ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಸೊ
ಮಲಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಶವ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆತರ.
ಆ ತರ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ ನೀವು?
ಸರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ 2 years ಅದೇ ತರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಯುರ್ವೇದಿಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಬಿಡಂಗ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಎತ್ತಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಲ್ ಎತ್ತಂಗ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗೋದು.
ಅವಾಗ ಅವರಾಗ ಅವರೇ ಎದ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂತ ನಾನು ತಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು.
ಓಕೆ.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂತ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಆ ತರ ಇತ್ತು?
ಒಂದು 2 years.
ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಡೌನ್ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನೋ ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ
ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಏನಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಅವರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳೋರು, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋರು, ಒಂಥರ ಕುಡ್ದಾಗ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಮಲಲ್ಲಿ.
ಸರ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬರೋ ಮುಂಚೆ ನೀವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಈ ತರ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
2 years ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
2 years ವರ್ಗುನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕಷ್ಟೇ
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಗುರುತಿಡ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸಾರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು?
ಕಣ್ಣೆ ತೆಗ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗುರ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಯಾರು ನೀನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋರು, ಅಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗುರ್ತಿಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
The highlight points are covered, I hope. So the patient was not recognizing anybody. The caretakers, they were just cleaning him, feeding him. He was into sleep again. This was the state after 2 years. 2 years he was bedridden. He was not able to get up from the bed on his own. So 2 people had to hold him, carry him to the bathroom, bathe him and take him back to the bed. And again, he used to just sleep off whole day. And this was the condition. So I gave him opium 1 mg was given for TID 3 days followed by PL, and it was repeated later. And now you are able to see that patient, he has lifted his lower limbs, because the video is not supported in Zoom. So I've taken the screenshots of the video. He's turning on the bed on his own. He's able to get up. And stand up on his own, and he is able to lift his leg and keep 1 step. Later he needs support. So this is what our medicines can do. And whatever subconscious state, he's not in that state now. And he's recollecting everything. Every 15 days, there was one improvement, 1 point of improvement seen in this person. And he started asking about the financial transactions which he had done before the stroke. Earlier, for the past 2 years, he's completely on the bed without any conscious. Now he's asking about the transactions of the money which was done before 2 years. You just imagine how back his memory has gone. Now he is okay. He is watching movies, sitting like that. So that is the kind of improvement. Now only one person can just give a little support and he is able to walk for the toilet, and it is easy to manage him. This is a case of gangrene from Kozhegala, and it had started in the right great toe. She is a diabetic, known case of diabetic. And after case taking, this lady was given calcarea carb. See, in general, if we think of gangrene and other things, people will think we need to give pathological prescription. So they might think of other remedies like Sequel or whatever, Lacasis, like that. Unless and until, if you don't find any constitution, yes, you can go for that kind of prescription. But if you are getting any constitutional symptoms, please stick on to that remedy. Never give up. This lady was given calcarea carb, TID 3 days, and this was on the first day. You can see the 3rd day, the wound is almost healed, and 6th day, it is completely healed. And the gangrene, which was beginning, is completely cured within a week's of time. I can say by this 3rd day itself, it is completely healed. Unless and until that, only just little bit of that wound which has to be closed. See, this is the way even the gangrene can get cured very fast. Various other points where we can highlight from the patient's information is, this is one good case example. One case, she's 52-year-old. She came to me for her thyroid complaint. There was swelling in her neck and very fast she used to lose weight, so much of hunger. I had given her iodine and her hunger, everything, the losing of weight, everything came down within just 2-3 days. And I'm not giving you that previous history. I'm giving you one follow-up for which she came to me. And she came to me with a ganglion during the course of treatment. She had done scanning of her hand, everything, and they said it is left hand ganglion. And she had some weakness. This is during the course of treatment and with the follow-up. Weakness seen with no desire to work. This had recently developed symptom. Perspiration of face. Thirst, nothing specific, and it is almost less only what she said. She mentioned one specific dream to me. Any complaint she gets or any incident happens in her family, she just relates it to a dream. If somebody can find some rubric, specific rubric for this, please let me know about it. And she said, "Nan consult hingaito doctor. Adadmel next day nanage ee tara aaytu. Nanage gantla novu bantu. Nanu weight kalkolakilla." So everything she used to relate to one remedy. But just one day before, 1 or 2 days before this ganglion appeared on her hand, she had a specific dream. She spoke about this. She said, I was sleeping. In my dream, I was sleeping. My brother came. He woke me up and he said, "Police bandidare. Murder madbit bandidala. You had committed a murder. Now the police have come to arrest you." This is one specific dream she told me. I thought, let me check in the repertory if there is anything specific for this. I'll just see if somebody is giving any input. Natramure, delusion, committed crime, clairvoyant, phosphorus, ammonium, loss of consciousness. There was one question, after how many days of opium he got consciousness? Yes, it was with the first 3 days itself. He was able to recognize people. I told you every 15 days there was one kind of improvement. He started looking around people. He started recognizing his wife, kids. He started throwing ball to his grandson, which he never done before. And recognizing people, talking to them, asking some questions. And if the son is going to work, he started asking, "Angadi hogta idya? Angadi inda banda? Purchasing hogidda?" All these things, he started interacting with people. Then 15 days, every 15 days, he had some improvement. And that was after 3 months, what you saw, 3.5 months. He was able to wake up. Coming back to this case, left hand ganglion, yes. Delusion, committed crime. This is a dream, specific dream. We'll not talk about a delusion here. This is a dream. And I just checked. You see, extremities, ganglion, hand, back off. Okay. Dreams, accusations, crime, wrong. Nin murder madidiya. Police bandidare. Dreams, arrested, being murder. Only remedy in that, dreams of arrested, being murder for. Silesia has it. It is the only single remedy. She had the face perspiration. Undoubtedly, this guess was given Silesia TID 3 days. Okay. Haftarm was given. She said 3 days. Hope you can make out on the left side, you have a ganglion over here. And it is gone in 3 days. So these are the other areas which can lead you towards a simillimum. So everything the patient says should be cross-checked. It may be important, may not be important. As beginners, you have to check each and every symptom what you get to have great expertise over repertorizing, case analyzing. Now let us talk something about the burning issue of COVID. Because for the past many days, we are getting so many cases. People are not finding bed oxygen is insufficient to manage the upsurge in the cases. So as homeopaths, we have a very great role in controlling this thing. I will share one case of a female. Her CT severity is 8 out of 40, and they say 15 to 25% of lung involvement. And features are of concern for patchy acute viral pneumonia. She was hospitalized and treated for 10 days and given all heavy dose of antibiotics. I will make you listen to the audio of what she has spoken when she gave me the case over call.
ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು
ಹಾ
ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
ಓಕೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು 10 days ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅರುಣೋದಯ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ಸಿದ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸಿಂಟಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇನ್ನು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಡ್ರಿಪ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ.
ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್? ತುಂಬಾ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಟಯರ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸ್ಟೆರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು.
ಓಕೆ.
ನಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ,
ಓಕೆ.
ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ಸರಿ.
ಬರೀ ಡ್ರೈ ಕಫ್.
ಸರಿ.
ಒಂಚೂರು ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಕಫ ಏನು.
ಓಕೆ.
Okay, I'll just brief out what she told. She said Nadia not able to walk. She was very weak after 10 days of even steroids. She was not better by that. And this guess, she sent me on WhatsApp. You just check the symptom, what she has told me. I just changed my position of sleep, just changing the position in sleep, and got so much cough, wheezing like anything. Felt very hard, sir. Now having headache. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ gastric place ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಕಟ ಇದೆ. And I spoke to her. She was not able to move a bit. Any least exertion would lead to severe breathlessness for this case, even after 10 days of allopathic treatment. And this case was given Stannum metallicum, 3 to 4 doses. Previous day evening, she had messaged this. She took 3 to 4 doses. And she was completely better with that. And you just see next day what she is asking, can I eat Tatiningu? And I said, no, if the cough increases, what will you do? Just avoid for a few days. And next morning she is asking, can I drink Boost, Bonvita? Yes, please take it. And she says, developed with running nose from morning and cough is there, but dry. Running nose is a very good sign of improvement. So, and you see what she is talking after this recovery.
ನೀವು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರಿ?
ಫುಲ್ಲು ಸುಸ್ತು, ಫುಲ್ಲು ಇಳ್ದೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ನಂತರನೇ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದು.
ಏನು ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಇರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ವೀಸಿಂಗು.
ಅದು ಏನು ವಿತ್ 10 days ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು.
ಹೌದು. ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ ಎದ್ದೋಳೋದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ ಭಯಾನೇ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ನಂಗೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ.
ನೋಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ.
ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ 1 ಡೇನೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅರ್ಧಕ್ಕರ್ಧ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೂ ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಥರ್ಡ್ ಡೇಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಝೀರೋನೇ ಆಗೋಯ್ತಿರೋ ಸಿಂಟಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಯಜಮಾನ್ರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ, ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದೆ ಎರಡನೇ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವರು.
So within few doses, she got better. Within second day and third day, you heard what she said. Within 2-3 days, all the symptoms were completely nil. So this is the fastest kind of response we expect with our treatment. I'll show you one more case. Same family, 5 cases. And just to maintain the authenticity, this is one of the doctor's family. I would show the case sheet of that. because they are witnessing this. I can't cook up cases and show it to you. Okay, the first case out of all the 5 cases, first case they had fever 1 week ago, taken Bryonia because she knows the remedies, felt a little better, cough again, pulse helped cough. Later, daughter fell ill, she got breathlessness, tension, Carboveg was taken. So better in 2 days, 90% she was better, but the cough was more. Running nose today, tongue coated, less appetite, weakness is better since few days. I'll just show you how quick we need to take the case and how quickly we have to arrive at a remedy and how quick response we need to get. And this was her case. Thirst for wanderings or normal water, and water only, fruit and melons, and sweat in head and back. She was chilly. And those things were repertorized again, very quick repertorization. And arsenicum album 200, 3 doses were given. And next day, you see the response. My cough is 50% better. Sometimes cough is with the tightness in the chest and breathlessness. Continuous cough brings out expectoration. Mom is 50% better. She did have a cough in the night, and but not during midnight, because mom's case I will show you. So first day itself, she felt 50% better. And later she was repeated with Ars SOS doses, and she completed her course of recovery only with Ars. No medicine was changed for her. And she says 80% better, and arsenicum was repeated. Her mother's case, you see 14 days back, she had fever, loose stools, appetite improved, weakness, and gas. Dry cough, throat irritation, no thirst, fan and on and off. She wants, sometimes she feels chilly and sometimes she feels hot. And desired fried food, covering in the sleep, sometimes takes off. She was given Drosera, and you saw the response. Mom is 50% better in 1 day. And later she was repeated with Drosera, and in the after 3-4 days, Ars was given, asked to repeat if it was required, and she was completely better. Sister was given Ignatia because of some other symptoms, psychological symptoms, and later she was given again Arsal, and some psychological symptoms were seen. Then she was given Aconite SOS doses, and later Bryonia. She got completely better. Sister-in-law, you see, Rustox was given. She had muscular symptoms, pains and other things, which indicated Rustox. No body pain, cough is on. And she was also better later after repetition. Brother was given Calcarea. Cough, it was reduced. Why I gave all these cases is same family, 5 different people, 5 different remedies. So some people might be thinking COVID andre, can we give specifics? All those things will be there in mind. See, once same house, 5 different cases with symptoms for past many days. And you see, now they are saying, you see 50% nasal discharge is 50% better, expectoration is 50% better. And yesterday I received, I think 9th May, 2 days ago. We are all much better now. Thank you for your timely support. This is one more doctor's case, and she says, me and my husband, we have given RT-PCR, and she was prescribed Bryonia 3 doses. Next day, and her husband was prescribed acid phos, kids arsenicum album. You see the next day, she says, I'm feeling better today, started with running nose and slight sneezing, and I'm getting relief. Just 3 doses of Bryonia. Cough intensity and frequency is much better than past 2 days, 90% better in 1 day. Smell and taste is not better, same as before. No throat itching. So that has to come yet. And regarding her husband was a little anxious person. He was better with his appetite or any other symptoms with acid fast. What he used to do, when the fever raised, he always used to go and take Dolo. So this used to interrupt. Then later we changed to Rumax, and in the end we gave him Bryonia, and he got cured after some time. The day one she had given for RT-PCR, next day she felt 90% better. Husband was also some better. Kids, 1 or 2 doses of Arsal, all kids were better, both the kids. And you see, after she got better, her report came as positive. That is the speed in which your remedy should work. Even before the COVID results, you should prove yourself. This is one more case. This person is my neighbor. He runs a welding shop. You see, both lungs reveal multiple areas of peripheral, subpleural, and central ground glass opacity. CT score is 19 out of 25. He was very much breathless. He was in government hospital, Nelamangala. He was asked to shift to a ICU bed. Somehow he got information about me, and he came to me, and I gave him arsenicum album repeatedly, and his score was 19 out of 25.
ನಾನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವು
And after 1 day of arsenicum album, he calls me back and he says, "Neev hengidira doctor?" And he is asking me. I'm saying,
ನಾನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು.
ಅಂಕಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗವ್ರೆ.
ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೂಪರ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಅದೇ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು 96 to 97 ಆತರ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ.
ಶಾಬಾಷ್.
oxygen is coming towards 96.
Okay.
Which was
ಇವಾಗ ಸುಸ್ತು, ತಲೆನೋವು, ಮೈ ಕೈ ಬರ ಆತರ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ.
ವೆರಿ.
No weakness, no headache, no heaviness of the body.
Very good.
ಊಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ತಿಂತಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
Started having food.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಣ ಅಂತ.
He want to thank me now. So this is the response of 19 out of 25 score patient in 1 day with repeated doses of arsenicum album. Next, we have another case where this oxygen saturation was 73. Patient was at home after 10 days of treatment with allopathy. They were not finding any bed in any hospital. And this patient was given antimonium tartaricum few doses, and he had more weakness, too much of weakness, not able to move and other things. And he was alternated with stannum metallicum 200. 1 dose of Antart, next dose after 1 hour stanamet. Antart, stanamet, very repeatedly given. And in the evening, you just listen the result, what his mother-in-law says.
ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಾಗ
ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದವ್ರನ್ನ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂದ್ರು ಅಂತ
They have searched for the bed whole day. They didn't get bed. Patient was sent back to home. Then they get a call that in Manipal hospital, they have allotted 1 bed, and they have called them back.
ಹೋದ್ವಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ 91 ಬಂತು. ಖುಷಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು.
ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್.
ಅದೇ ಏನೋ ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ.
Morning it was 73, and now his mother-in-law says oxygen saturation is 91 in the evening. You just imagine, no bed, no oxygen. They are trying for oxygen, and the medicines have improved the oxygen level to 91 from morning till evening. And night they found 1 bed, and they didn't want to take chance, and then he was admitted. So that is the quick response what we expect. This is one more case. The score is 21 out of 25, and the CRP is 57.6. And this person was given antimonium tartaricum. Same person is in government hospital Nelamangala now. He was also asked to search for ICU bed, and just with antimonium tartaricum, you just listen what was the result.
ಹೇಳಿಮ್ಮ, ನೀವು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅದೇ
ಇದು ಕಫ ಬಂದಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಯಾಸ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಹ್ಮ್ ಹ್ಮ್
ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಷನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ನೆನ್ನೆಗೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ 60-65 ಇತ್ತು.
ಹ್ಮ್
ಈಗ 81 ಆಗಿದೆ.
ನೆನ್ನೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ
ವಿತೌಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್.
ವಿತೌಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನೆನ್ನೆ 60 ಇತ್ತು.
ಇವತ್ತು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ 81 ಇದೆ.
ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್.
So without oxygen, this person is showing 80. He's stable. He was not even taking liquid food before starting the medicine. Very little was taken. And after 1 day, liquids were entering. Now after 3 days, now he's able to take solid food. He is in hospital, but they are not searching. They are not worried about ICU bed. He is stable and he is in hospital. So these were some examples of how we are treating COVID very effectively. And I urge all the homeopaths, because I see in groups people forwarding the message, these are the remedies for COVID. Stop forwarding those messages. This is not the time to forward message. It is time to get into action, and we have a very bigger role. So homeopath's role is very important. I would request all the homeopaths to get into this. Just like any other acute, quickly you have to take the quick case taking. We don't want elaborated way of case taking. Quick arrival at the remedy and give it, repeat it, and we find results in 1 or 2 days. And this is how we are giving result. Even the breathlessness has come down in just 3 doses. One lady is expressing that also, and this will be the last case I will be showing you.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. Participants are asking for the potency and the basis of prescription in COVID cases.
Yes, it is nothing but, see, the remedies what I have mentioned. Please go back to your Allen's keynote, Boric, simple Materia Medica, and please study Materia Medica as it is. Please stick on to the keynotes, and that is what you are going to recognize in the patient. For that person whom I gave antimonium tartaricum, he was just lying down towards right side, breathlessness, rattling was there. So these were the few indications with which we arrived at remedy. And the person to whom I gave arsenicum album, lying down, he used to have breathlessness. He was sitting up in the hospital. So whatever information is given by the bystander is very much important. Not only the patient, even the bystander. And he was having diarrhea. Why I prescribed arsenicum album is diarrhea, weakness, only water and fruits were taken. He was chilly. All these things were considered. Acute prescription, just like the way you take other regular acutes, you just take this, start prescribing, and you will get really the results. This is a case. She is a staff nurse in Tumkur. She had breathlessness, and she is cured of COVID. Her son was also, 5-year-old son was also tested positive. He was given phosphorus. Within 1 day, he was better. She was given antimonium tartaricum because of her breathlessness, rattling, and other symptoms, and position of lying, other things. You just listen to her.
ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಮೆಡಿಷನ್ ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನುಕೂಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಜ. ನನ್ 100% ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಎದುರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹುಷಾರಾಗ್ತೀನೋ ಇವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಫೈನಲಿ ನಾನು ಅವತ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಎದೆ ನೋವು, ಉಸಿರಾಟ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಆದಾಗ್ಲಂತೂ ನನ್ ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಹುಷಾರಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್ ನಾನು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಜ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ನೈಟ್ ನಾನು ಬರೇ ಉಸಿರಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ನರ್ಕ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಬೇಡ, ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಹತ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಸರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗು, ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿ ನಿನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತ. ಅವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀವ್ ಇದಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳು, ಇವತ್ತಾಗ್ಲೇ ನೀನ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು 2-3 ಡೋಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರ ಉಸಿರಾಟದ್ದು?
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್, 3 ಡೋಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
3 ಡೋಸ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಫುಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತೋಯ್ತು.
ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ಅದ್ರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಫುಲ್ ಮೂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಸಿರಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ.
She was not even able to breathe through mouth. That much was the difficulty for her. Antimonium tartaricum, 3 doses, it just relieved her. So first take home message, I have not mentioned it here, but I am orally telling, please all homeopaths get into field, start treating COVID cases because you have a major role to play, because just few doses of remedy can improve their oxygen levels, and demand for that oxygen bed will be reduced. They can get better at home itself. You can save lives because people are dying on streets. Next, coming back to the specific presentation take home message, the right approach to the simillimum is not a fixed approach. Every case demands its own variety of prescription, and that will be told by the patient himself. The patient will say whether he needs a constitutional remedy or any acute keynote will be told to you by the patient himself, or he needs pathological prescription. He will tell. It is not we who are fixed in our brains to give only specific things. And let us not follow homeopathy as a cult, because we follow different schools of homeopathy. And my message for all the students is, you learn from every school, because you get different kinds of information. Same remedy, different people, you get different dimensions. You understand the same thing in a different dimension. And as a tool, you need to have everything, because you don't know when you are going to apply one specific tool. So we need to come out of boundaries and explore new things. And we are taught, you should not do this, you should not do this, you should not do this. Forget about that. Unless and until you start doing it, you cannot give results. So we need to work more on building our knowledge of materia medica, follow the guidelines of Organon, correlate with repertory to find the simillimum, read the source books regularly. No matter how many times you have read, keep reading it regularly, because every other day the same thing enters into your brain in a different way. Do not hesitate to try something new to explore. You might have read any specific character of a drug. Apply it whenever you get a time, whenever you get an opportunity, apply it. And ultimate beneficiary is the patient. So whatever you are doing, you are struggling so hard. You have left your families, you have traveled cities, you are staying in different places, you are struggling so much, you are gaining knowledge. It is why is this? It is only because of the patient sake you are doing. So please focus on homeopathy. I was about to go out of homeopathic field when I was in third year, was thinking of doing MBA and other things. Later, when I came to final year, my teachers, I've seen their homeopathic practice. Inspired by them, I got an opportunity to learn from Vitholkas directly himself through Dr. Seema and Mahesh. So I'm very grateful to all my teachers, because from everybody I've learned. Today, whatever I'm doing, it is out of their knowledge, what they have given to me. And I would like to thank our principal, Dr. V. Guru Prasad sir, for giving me this opportunity to present my experiences. And I would like to thank Dr. Vijay Krishna sir. Thank you all. Thank you very much. I feel blessed.
Thank you, sir. Now it's a question and answer session. The people who would like to ask question can type their question in the chat box. Sir, should I read out the question, or will you read it from the chat box, sir?
If I've missed anything, yes, 1 minute. Potency of Stannum. Sir, every potency I've repeated in 200 potency. 1Ms, 10Ms are all there, but we are repeating it very frequently. So we can stick on to 200, because one thing is we have pathology. People can think of 30 also, but 200 would be sufficient, because we have some specific peculiarities of the case, like lying on a specific side, sitting. When you have specific characters, you can go a little higher, like 200, so that it is moderate potency. Zero bar one, seriously, I have no experience with it. I have not tried it with anyone, because all the results I am getting, it is all with 200s, 1Ms and less than 10Ms. And that is the type of cases what I'm getting in my clinic. Probably if I am getting any other specific pathological case like what Dr. Pradeep Kumar Gupta has presented very recently, he's trying 0/1, 0/2, and he's giving results. Yes. And we can try that. And please tell me your experiences after trying. How frequently we repeat the simillimum? If the cough is very severe, if breathlessness is very severe, you can repeat every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes. And what I say is, you give every hour 1 dose and you call me back after 3 doses, I say, and they are feeling better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How do totality, repertorization, case study, etc. You can please describe about that, because of we know the drugs, but on what basics they are applied is important. Yes. See, you need to study one drug, for example, simple Naxomica. You study in Boric, you study in Allen's keynote, you study with whatever other materia medicas you have. One line, one specific particular characteristic of drug is repeated in all these materia medica. Never forget that. Keep that in mind. Never ever leave that, because that is the thing which is going to lead you when you see a case. And studying materia medica for examination purpose, yes, as students, it is correct. But whatever you have studied, you should not forget it after your exams. Please stick on to the lines of materia medica. Some people are asking Drosera indications, like, see, you see the indications of Rumex and Drosera, it is very clearly stated in your Allen's keynote. You can go back home and just refer that. And please read the respiratory symptoms of these remedies. You note it down together, differentiate it with each other drug. Patient of cancer, what would you suggest? I have seen these cases when I was working under my seniors. Yes, you have to repeat few doses frequently the similar way. Any other questions which I have left? You can read it out.
Sir, one person has asked a question. In gangrene cases, whether antibiotics were also going on along with the homeopathic medication?
No. That lady came after completion of antibiotics. And I will show you one more recently treated gangrene. Oh, that is not in this laptop. Antibiotics definitely not required once you give the right constitutional remedy, and the patient himself was told to clean his wound, but they need to be a little careful. They should not let the wound get infected by their wrong cleaning methods. If the wound is very properly managed just with saline or iodine, some people say that is also not required, but let us not take a chance to infect the wound. So if they maintain the wound properly and take the medicines, that is more than sufficient. The remedy will definitely help. And once the proud flesh starts coming, every 3 days, you need to see the pictures, and that will indicate you whether you are on right track or wrong. Even in COVID cases, I say them after 3 hours, please call me back. And if they say, illa patient ina sustide, inondide, kemmondide antandre, then you have to reconsider your remedy. So I hope I'm done.
Sir, one participant is asking for your contact. Kindly share your contact, sir, if possible.
Yes, you can definitely find it on Google also. I will type here also. If you type Srishti Homeo Clinic Nelamangla or Dr. Chiran, on Google, you will find. That's my contact number. And that's my WhatsApp number also. You can ask any question later, we can discuss. And I would feel this presentation a success. At least one person who has ever thought of just quitting homeopathy or doing something else after doing his degree, they stick on to homeopathy and follow it very sincerely, taking it very passionately. I would feel this presentation a success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was a great interactive session. Thank you for sharing the different approaches to deal with the cases. Thank you for motivating many young homeopaths. Once again, thanking you, sir, for pushing us towards positivity in dealing of different difficult cases. Hope all the participants will utilize it today's session in the future. I would like to conclude by saying learning has no end, same way sharing knowledge has no end. And I will invite many participants for tomorrow's session on a topic of clinical management of acute diseases by Dr. Akhil SS at 2 p.m. Thank you, sir.
Sir, the session was really interactive. Thank you for your kind response. Immediately you responded us when we called upon. Thank you very much. We feel proud being a student of our college, presenting it. It was really a proud moment for us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We'll leave.
Yes, sir. We'll end the meeting. And I thank participants across the country. Thank you for your kind patience listening. We expect the same attendance in the future sessions also. And as already been told, tomorrow's session will be by Dr. Akhil SS. We'll be talking about clinical management of acute cases. Okay. Let's see you all tomorrow again. Okay. Thank you all.